long time ago in Vietnam. We were in the river sifting the rice. We were sifting rice, and she looked at me and she said, if you don't sip the rice correct, you don't die no more. That's what I mean. That's my mom. So we travel on to next village one faraway day. We travel on to next village to sell our virginity for money to go to America. And Tyona virginity only worth one ox. One ox. And my virginity is worth 2 big cabbage. 2 huge cabbage you have to carry like this. Not enough money to come to America. But then, at the end of Vietnam War, flying machine in the sky. They go wah, wah. Flying machine go wah. And big strong American men come flying down. Their names are Cody and Andy. And they rescue us and take us to America. Then we start our American dream. We do what every good Asian do. Open business. We opened a nail salon. Business was booming. And then the flood of '93. Bad time for Southside. Bad time. Oh, bad. So bad time for Southside. '93. She lost everything. And then she rose and became America's next drag superstar. The morning next drag superstar. Oh God, this is where it gets really rough. We saved up all of our money to go back to our home village in Vietnam. We went back, and then, well, in America, you guys call it poaching, but in Vietnam, we call it poaching. And I tell you, man in the sky, shoot, boom, 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 monkey poachers. Monkey poacher. They get her good. They get her real good. Small game. Oh God. I can't even think about it. It's so rough. I just want to say I'm so sad. Oh God. Love me. Thank you.
Hi.
Why are you smiling? This is a funeral.
I just escaped
Do you want some?
a little place I don't want to go back to. Now, let me read you a little story I found online. Tyona Diamond's murder case.
Huh?
Gina kills for real.
Oh, bitch.
Now let me get my newspaper. Last week, on Sunday, December 29, 2013, at Le Boy Bar, a young drag queen, Gina kills BETANCOURT, brutally stabbed to death a former drag queen known as Tyona Tokyo Belle Diamond. Now, let me tell you what they consider me. I am considered, Gina, I'm considered the ghetto Latina. Other contestants and other fellow members here in Le Boy Bar may know me as the shadiest queen of them all. And I get it from the beautiful Gina Bell. Me and her have a secret alliance. Now, let me read you something a little Diamond said. And I'm trying to find out who said it. They said, she had a horrible attitude. When don't I? She threatened to stab many people that same week. I mean, they said I tried to stab the DJ. Yeah, the DJ. I have stabbed everybody. And I will do it again. I will do it all again. Okay, so the story said that I was in her dressing room, and you know what the little gook said about me? The little gook said that I was ugly.
Twice?
But 3 times.
Oh, 3 times.
She called me out. And enough was enough. I will not put up with it. And you know what the news reporter said to me? He was like, why did you do it? And I looked at him and I smiled. I smiled. And I said, why? Why am I so pretty? Look at me. I am so pretty. And I will not stand here and let someone call me ugly.
Ugly?
Not again. You want to get stabbed. You handicap.
Who? Oh, girl. Let's go.
Where I go? Oh, I'm so sorry. But on the good note is,
Basic.
now that Tyona'S gone, I'm the pretty one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, I invited her to the Chinese buffet. And then we were talking and talking and talking. And she told me I have so much potential for you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And then
I love you, Isabella.
not right now. Not right now.
I got a napkin.
Not a napkin.
I have a panty liner.
I see nothing but her shoes are
Sorry, it's hard for me right now. Okay. And while we were eating our buffet, we both decided to get egg rolls because, you know, it's her favorite. Mine too. And then we were just talking and talking, and I was like, who gives better head? And I'm like, no, me. And she's like, no, me. I'm like, oh. And then she's like, I bet I can deep throat better than you can. I'm like, oh girl, no, I got lips for days. So, we both did it. Then I didn't hear nothing from her. I'm like, what the hell, bitch? But I heard choking and gagging. I'm like, what the hell? Someone get help. I told those Asians there to get help. They didn't understand me. But last I knew, she died choking on egg rolls. Thank you.
I'd like to say I'm not crying because Tyona'S dead. I'm crying because I just found out Gina Kills is a racist. As if she wasn't a big enough bitch. I've known Tyona Diamond for almost as long as I've been doing drag, or maybe a little longer. I forget the early years. And I'd like to tell you all that I regretted almost every moment of it. I mean, oh, this isn't the confession cam. Tyona Tokyo Belle Diamond has touched more chopstick minds than any queen I know. She has molded the next generation of drag, much like a drill sergeant in the army strips his maggots of any sign of personality and self-worth they have.
You better come to work, man.
This is hard for me. Imagine how flat the bodies of all these new queens would be without Tyona in the back room drilling the incomplete statement, "Hit that!" into their young spongy minds. How many queens would be entering pageants or drag races with prom dresses? Hi, Isabella. Twirling without lashes. Hi, Venus. And how many queens would not know their lip sync?
Oh, man!
Gina. Yes, Tyona'S death was a shock to all most that knew her. Gina. Who knew that she would someday choke to death on one of the chicken McNuggets that she so loved?
Yeah!
If only she had gotten the 12-piece!
Yeah!
If only she had shared the 20-piece with Chloe like she promised earlier that day! But it's all behind us now.
I better read.
I've had many memories with the late Tyona Diamond, but the one most prominent would be the time she took me to my very first anal bleaching. I was a nasty combination of frightened and nervous to ask her to take me to such a thing, you know, barely knowing her and all. But one day, I saw her bending over in her tights, and I could see her butthole through 5 layers, and I knew I wasn't the only one. And here I am, with a bleached asshole and a lost friend. I think this eulogy would best be concluded with a song. And I think I sing for everyone when I sing.
You suck.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch is dead. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
I can't.
Hi. So this eulogy was very difficult to write, especially since I was Tyona'S favorite daughter. As many of you know, she had a thing for the ginger species. But you probably also know she's Asian. Very Asian.
Oh.
Not only did she like ginger species, but she also loved cats and dogs. But not the same way that I loved my cat and dog. She liked to eat them. I remember going to parties with her, and she would run around chasing the other people's animals saying, "Dinner! Dinner!" I once had 2 cats. Not anymore.
My sister got a puppy.
I do have a puppy now.
Chicken. Now that she's dead, you got a puppy.
Tyona'S spirit has been visiting me since this tragic event. Just last night, her spirit was hanging around Perkins for the millionth time since she died. She claims that
when you're dead, you're even more hungry. Which I kind of find hard to believe, because do you ever realize how much she poops? Hashtag battleships. And no, that's not a game with plastic boats. She also likes to nap a lot. So much I'm surprised that she hasn't been pronounced dead before this. She's probably over there napping now.
Yes, Ginger!
Like I said, I was Tyona'S favorite daughter. Her will stated that I was inheriting all of her drag. I hope it has lots of stretch.
Lots of stretch. More ways.
And I know Chloe Bell's gonna disagree with me, but her will states specifically that I'm the new show director here.
Yes!
And her will also states, and I quote, I get it because, you know, Gina, well, she's either crying hysterically somewhere, or she's just too busy getting trade. And Jada, well, she's so far into meditation, she doesn't even know what's going on anymore. And then there's Candy. I don't know if any of you know who that is, but, well, she said that she's never around. Oh, Tyona, my mother, I love you, and I miss you dearly. And can I just say something?
You missed my drag, bitch.
You're so pretty.
I gotta sit down, bitch. You bitch.
What's it, tears?
Dearly beloved, we gather here to here she lies, no one knew her worth, the late great daughter of mother. On these nights when we celebrate the birth,
I didn't have AIDS.
in that little town of Bethlehem.
Thank you all for joining us here today. Just wrote a couple of things down for Tyona. There are only 10 piece nuggets, so I had to write it on a couple. Tyona Kiobel Diamond was one of a kind. She was kind of a bitch. She was kind of illiterate. I remember that time we played Cards Against Humanity and she didn't really know what Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah!
Yes! Yes! Whoa. She was also didn't really kind of speak English very well, but I will never forget the way that her vein popped out. She sang one of those heartfelt ballads, and the way that she walked around the perimeter of the dance floor during one of the dance breaks of a Britney remix, just to collect those dollars, but she never really danced. I'll always remember the sweet and gentle way she called me a tranny whore. Excuse me, it's really hard to read. It's so dark. When the autopsy came back, I knew what the cost of it was. It was from that night we went to Perkins a long, long time ago. Yesterday. Bobby Joe had an evil look in her eye. Bobby Joe had a very evil look in her eye. And Tyona was just so ratchet drunk
She's like, Bobby Joe, I need my French dressing. I need it now. Bobby Joe, her eyes. They told me a story. She poisoned Tyona. She was poisoned by the French dressing that Bobby Joe served her.
Yes, bitch.
It didn't take effect. The poison didn't take effect until she was topping Corey Dean in bed later that night.
Guilty.
With the words she said. Tyona was like a sister to me. And when I say sister, I don't mean like an actual blood-related sister, but I mean it like the way black people say it. which I think is more meaningful.
Bitch!
If there is anything this horrible tragedy can teach us, is that a drag queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will the real Tyona please stand up? I was there the night the lights went out in Georgia. Dearly beloved, and the ones that we hate. We are gathered here today to celebrate the loss, the life, my mother Tyona, #Dark Lord Diamond. As you know, I'm Tyona's favorite daughter. She already rigged this competition for me. Isn't that right, Nick Manna? My mother was always one to give back to her, for her and the one she cared for, even her mentally challenged daughters. Something wrong, Diamond? Jada, it's okay. Mama still loves you. She could even swallow a piece of coal and shit out of Diamond. Gingy, you my girl. Talk about shit. Tyona could be the spokesperson for X-Lax. My mother could have died from many things in life. Her driving is like she turns into a blind woman when you put a windshield in front of her Asian ass.
Racist! We all love you.
Her fresh off the boat accident, also known as FOB. Surprise hasn't got her killed already. So the papa the song. You know the papa the song. You know so the papa the song. Her inability to hold an erection. Corey Dean only gets laid twice a year. Poor thing. P.S. In case you didn't know, Tyona was a top. I know, shocking, right? Another horrible thing that she could have died from was from backing out of parking spots. I'm surprised Corey still buys her nice things. One thing my mother was best at doing was sleeping. She could even sleep with her eyes open. Well, at least I think so. Who can tell anyways? Sleep was her favorite thing to do in life. She had a tendency to fall apart when she was awake. Are you sure she's not sleeping now? And all these memories, it's so hard to continue. Just like Gina BETANCOURT in her bottom two every week. My mother had a love for animals, especially cats. I remember growing up and mother getting banned from the ARL. But that didn't stop her. She made us go out there with fish nets and catch those kitties. Look at all her fur coat. Her little Asian friends skinned the cats for clothing and used the meat for her nuggets. I remember one time my mother ordering authentic Asian food, speaking in her Asian tongues. We all know she was lazy, so I had to go get it. I go in there and they start speaking in their tongues to me. Sorry, no hable chicles. How do you like your dog cooked? Excuse me? Moral of that story, Tyona is a shady bitch.
knows what my mother is doing with all these planets aligning? It's like Armageddon, a mistake that could have been permitted. Oh, where's page 7? So distraught.
Thank you, Janita Diamond. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Prayer, page 7.